Hey guys, and welcome back to a let's call it a sabbatical ridden our stars and stripes and maple syrup. We have proud favorite Shawnee back with us again. Sean, thanks for jumping in.
No, no problem. Been a
Um,
while.
so before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the good stuff in the corner there. Just allows me to see who's looking and whether it's worth keep going. Especially after my Google palaver. But look, last game that we reviewed, that's dropping at the same time as this one, was the Wigan game. That was with Justin. Unfortunately, I haven't had access to be able to upload anything for a month or so. So we've got a lot to go over, Sean.
Great. Let's get stuck in.
Fortunately, most of it's good.
It is. I was going to
If you
say
look
it's
at the
all,
fact that
hey,
we've played what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games since we last did one of these.
yeah,
And we only lost 3-2 to Fulham and 3-1 to Swansea.
yeah. Well,
So it's been a good kick on of results. Couple of draws that were a little bit disappointing, but
yeah,
all in all, not too bad. But look, let's start with January.
yeah.
Obviously, January's transfer window. Let's talk about where we went well, where we did badly, and what we could have done better.
Um, who's starting me? Are you?
You go for it.
All right. I mean, I wanted another keeper in, a backup keeper. I think,
We've got a
listen,
keeper.
Patterson, you what, sorry?
Lance Bass is our backup keeper.
Lance Bass, is that what he's called?
No, Lance Bass was what, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or something like that.
You bellend. Nah, but like, I don't know, because you know, I wanted someone else. I think you need three keepers, and I just thought, listen, I'm not knocking Patterson. I love him; he's brilliant. But I just think, is he going to go the full season? Do I trust Bass from what I've seen? Probably not. I think if Patterson gets injured, it's worrying. Um, so I would have liked to keep her in. Defensively, I think we've done okay. I really do. Um, I think obviously we've got Huggins coming back as well. We're getting players back, aren't we? Who did we bring in at the back? We brought in the boy Anderson from Everton.
Yep,
Yeah.
hasn't really had
Centre.
much of a look in yet.
Well, do you know, so it's saying on Google when you look, right, it's saying he's 5'5", right? And I'm thinking he can't be a centre back at 5'5".
He's not
But then
five
when
foot
you
five.
on his Wikipedia it says he's 5'5".
Yeah,
And
but
then
on
when
Wikipedia it said that Sunderland owned Newcastle United before someone changed that.
Nah, but listen, right? And then you look at it and go, oh, he's going through. I think Mowbray said he was 6'1" or something, and I thought, all right, that's better, isn't it? Because I was panicking a bit, thinking, oof, I don't know about someone who's so small playing at the back in a physical league. Let's give the boy a chance. He's good on the ball, and we can't knock Speakman. I think he seems to spot a player, doesn't he? So I think at the back, you've got to remember as well, O'Neill 09 was playing so well. So having Bath and Ballard, massive. I would have maybe kept Bailey right, if I'm being honest as well. I think I would have
He
done
was a
just,
liability at the best of times.
yeah, but I just think if them two get injured or one of them gets injured, I think he's experienced and stuff. So I may have kept him. I don't know. I wasn't really fussed either way. Um, Midfield, please what we're done. I think the boy Equa. I think I'm saying
Equal.
his Equa. I think I'm saying his name right. Big powerful lad by all accounts. 6'2".
He came on against QPR the other night, didn't he?
He did. I mean, listen, what I like is they're bringing in players like, if you look at the last window when they brought in like Sabami shooting stuff, they weren't ready, but now they're really coming into their own. And you could see that they were going to get up the start, and I think this kid will. He comes highly regarded and stuff. So especially with Evans going out, your mate. I
Hey,
think,
look, I've um, I've I've seen the light. Praise Corey.
hey,
Um,
but so I think. And we've got options there, if he's playing that 4-2-3-1, we can sit Neil in there and stuff, and we have a lot of options. So I think signing him was a good bit of business. Lee Hadji, I mean, he played in the Champions League last season. Very quick from what I hear.
mhm.
Again, you cannot knock the policy, because these boys that we're bringing in, we're not hearing much of them when we bring them in, but they turn out to be good players. Um, and obviously
There's no
Geldhard
day in
hard.
it.
You what?
There's no day. It's just Gelhart.
Gelhard.
I don't know why Frankie wanted to give him the D on Valentine's Day.
I don't know how to say it. What is it, Gelhard?
Gelhard, yeah, there's no D in it.
So again, he's highly rated. He's a young English lad. He's played the, he's been around the game a little bit. So I think it'll come good with him. I really do. I think second half yesterday was excellent. I know we'll get onto that, but I thought he was really good second half. It's hard to judge him when you're going to Millwall and you're getting smashed all over the pitch. You couldn't judge him on his debut because they were massive. And then even yesterday was a tough game, I thought. So I think he'll come good.
No, I have no doubt that. I mean, looking at all of those players that we've brought in, I mean, not just in January, you look at as you said, the likes of Bar and Mishu.
He's been brilliant, Mishu, by the way.
I know he'd had his injury issues before he came over, and obviously with us he had a few injuries when he first started, but he looks just
as very composed.
As unruffled a midfield player as I've seen in Sunderland shirt in quite a while.
Yeah, he's very good on the ball. He's composed, isn't he? And he likes. I like the way he comes to pick the ball up as well. I look at him and think, does he play deep? Does he play? He's sort of that box to box, isn't he? Because he drops in and receives it, and then a minute later he's on the edge of the box. And I think I like him. I think the boy's a clever player. A little bit nimble, a little bit small. Like, I was worried at first, thinking he's going to get smashed all over. But you know what? He's good on the ball, isn't he? So I would have loved to have scored that chance against Reading, the one that he blazed over.
Yeah.
I mean, his first touch was excellent, and I thought, I would have loved that to have went in, because I think if he gets a goal, it'll do him the world of good. But I just think.
But I think what's been encouraging is the form of some of the players who we didn't have to buy this summer or this January. I think Try Hume coming in.
Yeah, brilliant.
And filling in for Gooch, and he's looked fantastic. And Gooch has now got to be thinking to himself, how's he going to get back in the first?
Well, sorry, I think Gucci now, it's going to be an 0-9 situation where you're not going to put him back at the back. You're not. I think Gucci will play higher up the pitch now. I think he'll play midfield or just off the forward, because he can play. He's a bit like 0-9, isn't he? He can play anywhere. I think he has played everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
He pretty much has the same as Luke 0-9. So I think I wouldn't have a problem with Gucci playing just off the forward, or either side of the right or the left of the three. In midfield, I think he's versatile, isn't he? And he's experienced. So
that's been his curse, though, hasn't it? The fact that he has been so versatile. He's been right back, right forward. He's been just behind the 10. He's been in the centre of midfield. Hell, yeah, but I think even I can't even think who it was before Alex Neil. Lee Johnson. I think Lee Johnson played him at left back at one point.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I agree with you. If you look at the guys who came in January,
go on.
I'll disagree. I wasn't so bothered about bringing in a keeper. I thought the two that we've got have been pretty good, and they seem to think quite highly of the under-23 keepers. So that's not so bad. Bringing in Joe Anderson and letting Bailey Wright go was okay in my box. I didn't feel as though we needed extra cover there.
Right.
And obviously we brought in Ekwa and Hadji.
That was needed. Yeah, that was needed. Yeah.
I think what was really needed, though, was an additional striker.
Yeah, you see, we spoke about this, you and I, and I was pissed off on transfer deadline night. And I know, we've done it last window as well. We went in short up top. And I know I spoke to you and you said, because, look, over the Christmas, I went to Blackburn. We were brilliant at Wigan and stuff. And I just thought to myself, look, I said this today to me dad. I'm sorry, I think we're the best team in this league when we play. In and around the box, I haven't seen anybody, even Burnley. I think, you know what, we can rip teams to shreds when we play football around the box. I think we're brilliant.
I think we're the most attractive team.
Yeah.
On our day.
And no one wants to play with. I mean,
look, when you start seeing some of those passes, those quick one-touch passes between Diallo and Roberts and Mishu and
brilliant
Neil on the other night, it was like, it's like I've not seen that as a Sunderland fan ever.
It's do you know what I was trying to think of? we played a good bit of football under Poyet. I think we did. I know people
I
did.
thought
I
we
think
played dull, pedestrian,
I
sideways,
thought
crap crap.
I thought it was, and then going back to that, because my mate was asking us the day, and going back to that, I thought Peter Reid. I know it was a 4-4-2, and it was all about getting balls into the box, but we were entertaining. The game was different then, though, wasn't it? But we were entertaining, and I loved
Look, I
watching
mean,
that
we were a
team.
lot more direct under Reid. I mean, it was some fantastic stuff, but
Yeah,
most of it was getting it out of the center of midfield, pushing it out onto the wings,
and then getting in
and
the
letting
box. Yeah,
Johnston and Summerby and the likes do their thing.
but I mean, the game was different back in them days. But I think even under Roy Keane, I think under Keane, we played some good stuff. We did,
But
I
nothing
think.
like this, dude.
No, I agree. Some of the football's brilliant, and like, look, I heard a guy from the Daily Mail the other day, which I'm starting to. It's pissing us off in a way because you're getting brought like the media journalists who didn't want to know for years, right? They're now going up.
Let's
There
be
was a
honest,
guy.
most of our fans, we didn't want to know us either.
Yeah, but there was a guy from the Daily Mail, and he said this Sunderland team would give any team in the land a run for the money. And listen, I think you've only got to go to the Fulham game in both legs. We should have beat them at their place. And you look at the game at the Stadium of Light, switched off. You're playing a Premier League team, and we defensively we struggled with their pace. We did, but going forward, we were brilliant. I thought we were class. I thought every time we went forward, they panicked. So I don't fear anyone, Gavin. I just think when Stewart went down at Fulham, I mean, I text me mate in a group chat and said I wouldn't have started Stewart, Ahmad or Clark in that game. I said that I wouldn't do it. I think play Bennett, play these boys, and Clark scored. And my mate went, "You're not talking now, are you?" And I was laughing, and then Stewart went down injured, and I thought, "Fucking how's your luck?" And I know people go, well, he could get injured in the warm up. You can't listen. He could have went. Who's to say he wouldn't have went back to training and got injured on the Monday or whatever?
No,
But
I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't think you really can avoid it.
I just think we had long enough from then to bring in my opinion, another bigger, powerful target man to play off. I think I just don't want to be sitting here saying because listen, Gav, we're in a great position and you can't pick and choose when you get promoted. You can't say, I've heard people go, we're not ready. What do you mean we're not ready? You know?
The first time Reedy took us up, we weren't ready and we came
Yeah, that's
straight
what I'm
back
saying.
down.
Like people saying we're not ready, we're not well. So what do you want to do? Just let the league we get promoted in 2 years when we are ready. It does football's not like that. You take opportunities when you can, and I think for me we have a brilliant opportunity this season to get into the playoffs and to win it. In my opinion, I think.
See, the problem I've got with you is I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think we've got a great chance of getting into the playoffs.
And then when we get there, as I said, look, if we get there, no one wants to. I'm telling you now, just looking at the way we play, right? No one wants to play with because something we've dealt with. If you look at the last few games, Gav, Millwall, massive, physical, smashed were all over. We come away with a good point. Redden, time wasting, dirty, cheating bastards, sat behind the ball and parked the bus. We broke them down. And then QPR. So we've come up with against different styles of play.
So the 4 teams in the Reading aren't anywhere near the playoffs, mate.
Yeah, but
Reading, right now,
they're a weather
if
championship
you assume
side,
that
though,
Burnley and Sheffield aren't going to get caught,
Mm.
and Sheffield United are going through a tricky patch because they got beat tonight off Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Borough, Luton, and Watford.
But what I mean, though, like when you look at Reading, right, I've seen a thing that they wasted 12 minutes of the 90. They wasted 12 minutes. Some sado counted, right? And I've seen on Twitter, right? 12 minutes of 90. So that just, for me, that just shows that we can break teams down that are going to come to Sunderland with that mindset. And then I heard Paul Ince going, well, it's a tricky one because if you push an extra player forward, you see what they're doing in the counter attack. So you think managers are thinking that they're thinking,
but they've always thought that though. It's nothing new. Parking the bus is not new. It's not like Mourinho invented parking the bus.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be. If you've got a bit of.
But that's whether you get down to is football there for entertainment, or is it there to win?
Well, it's a results business at the.
So this whole Sky Sports bullshit of I want to be entertained, I need to be entertained. Like, look, I will be entertained with a shit 0-0 draw if it's a good point.
Yeah.
Like if we're at, I don't know, we go away to Man United and we get a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford, cracking result.
Yeah.
If we,
Remember the Arsenal game years ago in the Dick Advocate when we didn't touch the ball and drew 0-0? I was buzzing.
yeah, and that's the thing. The whole thing is it's a sport.
Yeah.
Winners, losers, and obviously, as Ted Lasso would say, and the tie. But like the entertainment's never been an issue until Sky came along. Like I don't like you look at teams you look at some of those Neil Warnock teams of the 90s. They weren't there to entertain. They were there to grind out.
I agree.
Scores.
Yeah,
grind out results. And I think there's something intrinsically beautiful about grounding out a result at a far superior team. So when you have teams like QPR and Millwall who come up here to disrupt our way of playing, and it's an awful game to watch because Millwall was crap to watch, Reading was crap to watch, Blackpool was crap to watch. But the point that we got with against Blackpool, the point we got against Millwall, the fact that we're able to nick the win against Reading made it a great game.
But I'm saying if I'm Paul Ince or I'm saying these were in League One last season. We've been in the Championship for years. I wouldn't say. I'd say we're getting at these. I don't get why you'd have that mindset. I mean, he's a prick anyway, Paul Ince, a right wanker. But I just mean what to have a fucking bit of bollocks about. Like, look, they were wasting time after 6 minutes. They weren't trying to play football.
No, they didn't. They didn't try to play football until they were dreadful. Down. And that's where I think that's when the time wasting bit them on the ass.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they wasted 5 minutes in the first half and 7 in the second, and the referee only added on 4. And I was like, well, honestly, for me, I'm at the point
pleased though. When it 1-0, I was
an independent timekeeper for the game. The ball goes out of play, the clock stops.
Do you know what I love, Gav? I know obviously with the Reading game especially, right? I loved Mowbray's tactic. So, you know, when you coach kids, I know you've done a bit of coaching in your time back in the day, right? And do you know when you've got like a U10 or a U11 team, right? And you're getting beat, right? And you just go, right, I'm just going to leave a 1v1 at the back and pile everyone forward, right? And we're just going to get one and go. And you just leave a 1. And he just done it. He went, all right, Elise, get up there. And you look and going, he's leaving a fucking 1v1 at the back. Everyone.
Yeah, because you had Danny Bath there for knockdowns on the.
Yeah, and you know what? And then what was brilliant was, again, he done that what every youth coach does. He centre back Elise nearly scored. We go 1-0 up and he goes, right, go back and play centre back. And I'm just thinking, it was like watching 10-year-olds. It was brilliant. I was sitting thinking.
The sad thing was, it was a lot like watching 10-year-olds last season, but that's just because everyone was chasing the same ball.
Yeah, but no, I just thought it was funny. I was telling my mate, I was like, the bollocks on him to just because in a way he's when they're causing no problems, so I'm just going to commit. But like at that level, even 1v1s at the back and having your centre back, and it's a risk, isn't it? And I just thought it was mint. It was just like watching kids just expressing themselves and playing.
But that's what we're watching. I mean,
you're right.
An average age of 23.
Yeah.
And that's when you have Corey Evans in the team. Then he's 32.
Yeah.
And if you look about it, you take Stewart, Gooch, Evans, and O'Nien. They're the only players over the age of 23 in that squad.
Which is why I may have kept Bailey right just till the end of the season. I may have just because I've been around the play. I mean, look, he's played and he's experienced, didn't he? So I just think
I missed out Danny Bath as well. Danny Bath's 32.
Who's been, I think, the player of the season, by the way. I think he's been brilliant.
Can I just say, I know I was, until he got injured, I think Dennis Serkin for me was up there.
Sorkin,
aye. We're different, like, the way that Clark comes to life when Serkin's playing.
Yeah.
Because I think Clark has been, I mean, he's took some shit on the internet from guys who don't know their arse from their elbow.
Wankers. Yeah, he's the best.
Tell about how they needs to be rested and how he's shit and he scored 3 and 5 and then knocks another 2 in the other night. But I think because Roberts and Ahmad or Diallo, whatever you want to call them, play so well together.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of our attacking threat. And obviously having Trey Hume come in and be able to make a little triangles there. I mean, I've just been watching those triangles, and it's like you get a giddy and excited about watching something, and it's something that I'm not used to, and I don't like it, and it has to stop.
I think Where do you? Because obviously Jack Clark's another one. He's played at left back. He's played wing. He's played. Where do you think's his best position?
Clark,
Yeah,
left wing.
left wing, where he can pick the ball up and carry it and bring it.
Yeah. So for
Yeah,
me,
yeah, I agree. By the way,
I would
because
stick
sorry,
with a back four.
go on.
So at the moment, it'd be Hume, Ballard, Bath,
Yeah,
and Sirkin.
yeah.
Having
Go okay.
and then you've got 5 in the midfield.
Yeah,
So you've got Clark on the left, Roberts on the right, and Mad in that number 9 spot
yeah.
with probably Mishu and Dan Neil.
Listen,
holding.
I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in. I knew you'd do this. You cannot leave Pritchard out of the team, mate. You
You
cannot.
can.
You cannot.
You can. He's been disappointing this season.
Most creative. You cannot, mate. I'm sorry. No. He has to start games of
So,
football him when he's fit.
all right. So who do you take out?
Well, he done it at the weekend, didn't he? And it worked. He done it. Sorry, he done it yesterday and it worked. He started, didn't he? He started.
Who?
Pritchard.
Pritchard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't look truly.
Oh, was it Redden? Was it Redden? No, he started. Was it Redden or QPR? He started. He started one of the games this week.
He started against against QPR.
QPR started, yeah, and I thought, because I was surprised Ahmad, because I was thinking this. I thought, well, you can't leave Roberts out. I think he's been my best player, going forward. I think he's mint. You can't leave him out. You can't leave Ahmad out. You cannot, when you look and go, and Michoud's been excellent, Michoud, whatever you call him. You're not going to leave Barr or Dan Neil out to sit in that sitting role. So I'm thinking, where does Pritchard come in? I actually thought he'd play him as a forward, as a false 9, and not play Gelhard, whatever you call the kid. But you just can't leave him out the team, in my opinion. I think he's technically very good, finds a pass, great on set pieces, by the way, as well.
Like I said, I thought we played better after he came off and when the match came on. But it's a tricky one because
it is.
You got to realize that we've got Corey Evans coming back for next season. Who's gonna play? So that leans on. So if you look at Tuesday's lineup, all right. So Pritchard, I wouldn't have going forward. I would go with Diallo. And O'Neill, I wouldn't have in. I would have Evans. Then we had Barr in there. Barr could be interchangeable with Aqua, with although I think Aqua is ultimately the long-term replacement for Corey Evans.
If we go up though, Evans isn't playing in the Premier League. I'm sorry, he's not. So it may be the last we've seen him, because
we're not going up.
I mean, I'm confident, Gav. So
remember the beginning of the season when we were like, look, just a nice quiet season, top 10.
Yeah, but it's 15. Not. Do you know what? Right, I thought about it the other day, and I thought I'd be disappointed now if we didn't. If you asked me 2-3 months ago, I would have said, yeah, I'll take not going up. But now, just because I was telling you, like when I went to Wigan after the Christmas, we were brilliant when we tore them to shreds, and I just left that ground thinking, "Cool, we're a good side, us," and just watching. We've had a good season. I've enjoyed it, and I just think I'd be disappointed now if we fall away or we don't go up. I would be, So
I wouldn't.
Nah.
No. As long as we stay top half, so top 13, anywhere between 7th and 12th, call it, I'll be happy. Because I think you can go up too soon. I think teams have suffered from going up too soon. And I think the long-term damage to the young kids that we've got in that squad, players like Patterson, Ballard, Les, Sergen, and it's like going up and it's one thing to go up against Chris Martin or to go up against was it Brereton Diaz? It's another thing entirely to be going up against like some of the best in the business. Can you imagine? I mean, look, as good as Ballard and Bath have been this season, Haaland would have them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, but you play Haaland twice.
Yeah,
right?
But the thing is you're going to play somebody who's world class.
Yeah, but you know what? The boy Ballard, right? Listen, he's big, he's powerful. He's not getting bullied off anyone. He isn't, by the way. So you know, I would be confident. I
I
honestly
just think
would.
I'm just thinking from a development of the club, the development of the players,
Yeah, they need to
the
play at a better
long-term
level.
benefits and long-term strategy. I just don't want to go up this season.
Now, right? I think Jack Clark will play in the Premier League all day long. Every week he could, right?
See,
I think.
last season we were saying that he was crap in League One, but that's just
Nah, I've
because
never.
we were such
I've
a
said from day
critical League
one.
One.
I've said from day one he's got great feet and he can
No,
go
we
past.
both said it. We both said it about
Yeah,
him and Roberts.
yeah,
That the fact that players won't go in as heavy on him and it's not as a manhandle a league
yeah,
that they would shine, and they have. They've played
yeah.
phenomenally well this season,
And
and they've had to because we've had huge areas, huge periods of time where we've not had a recognised striker.
they could play in the Premier League. Ross Stewart could, Ballard could, Sirkin could. I'm convinced Patterson could. You
I
know,
just don't know.
there's half
I,
your team.
I think they
So
could all play in better teams in the Premier League. I don't know if they could all play together for Sunderland in the Premier League.
well,
Luke
yeah,
O'Nien definitely can't.
yeah. But do you know something though? Would he be the like? Look, we've seen it, right? When like Sheffield United have come up and Huddersfield, you have that one season where you've still got that. And there's nothing I'd love more than for him to, if we're 2-0 in the Premier League at home, for him to come on and kick people about. And it
Yeah,
would
look,
just be,
I love
it
his
would be,
attitude. I
it,
love what
it,
he does for the team.
it
He
would be
does the dirty
brilliant.
stuff that nobody wants to do.
You know, and you
But
know something, right? He gets a load of shit. I heard people moaning, oh, he's not a midfielder. Well, he is. Like,
yeah, that's his trade.
you know, of course he is. Like,
They were saying
uh,
last season and this season, not why he's not a full-time central defender.
yeah, he's not a centre back, but he's just happens to be brilliant. He's been really good there. So, you know, no matter where the kid plays, he does a job. Now,
But he's
in
one of
any,
those players that's like Marmite, though. It's like players, fans are gonna either love him or hate him. You're never gonna have anyone goes, well, he's all right. I mean, he's like, I love his attitude. I love
sort of
what
that.
he seems to. He seems
He's,
to thrive playing for us right now, and I love to see that in players.
but you know, these boys are just fearless. I think they are. I think this is the thing. They don't give a shit who they play. Like we said it, mate, you and I have said it. We're gonna lose games of football, but we're gonna win more because they just bounce back and they just go bollocks to you and they get back on. Then do you know something? I think Mowbray has done a brilliant, brilliant job. But do you know Speakman deserves a lot of credit because similar to what your Ajax and your Barca's have done in the past, where a manager goes in and they play to a system. They go, right, that's the system we play. That's the formation we play, and you're going to fit that system. And he's done it. He's came in and he's fitting that system.
But that
And
was the whole thing when Kirill bought the club, and obviously he is now minted because he's 25 and he got his inheritance.
allegedly,
And now you
yeah,
can't say he's skint.
he is, but
He is, but like Speakman said, look, we've made the decision that going forward, this is what we want as the identity of this club.
yeah,
And if this way they're playing right now, and the way we finished off the season last year, is the identity they want for this club, I'm all in. Because that quick pressing, that counter-attacking play, like I don't think there's a team in this division we can't score past.
no,
Like we're not going to be on our game every game, and we're going to get beat on games that we should be drawing or winning. But overall, I think this club is definitely heading in the right direction. For me, as I said, I don't want to go up this season. I'm quite happy to play second tier teams again next season because it's not League One. But after 40 odd years of supporting Sunderland, I kind of temper my expectations and my desires a little bit more than I used to. Speaking of which, that points total that I wanted to achieve for this season at 51, we can attain on Saturday.
Yeah,
if we beat Bristol.
Yeah, exactly.
In the last 8 seasons, no team has gone down with more than 50 points. So win on Saturday and we avoid relegation hypothetically.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Nah, but listen, I think it's a good time because even the bench, I think the bench is strong now. I really do. I think you just look at it and go, there's a lot of competition and there's still players to come back, as we've mentioned, the likes of Huggins. the likes
If
of
you look at who's
Gooch.
got to come back, Huggins is on the road to recovery. Right now.
Sorry, is he a left back or a right back?
He's a right back.
He's a right back, right? Okay, which is good, by the way,
Well, at
because
least according to transfer market.
yeah. I wasn't sure what side he played.
You
So
got Embleton, who's out long term. Evans is out long term. Stewart's out long term. Gooch is on his way back. I mean, the overall makeup of the match day squad right now is good. I still think we're light up front. I think that Gelhardt, although he might knock in 5 or 10 for us for the rest of the season, I think we're going to be relying heavily on Roberts, Ahmad, and Clark to pop up with goals.
But we've got a lot of options, though. I think we really have.
I think Pritchard, when he comes on, needs to do more.
I know he needs to start.
I don't think he needs to start, but he needs to do more.
See, because I heard someone the other day going, "We're too small." I thought, "We're fucking not." By the way, we're not, man. Look, Patterson's a big boy. The two centre halves are 6 foot plus. Elise is a big lad. Ekwar, when he plays, is a big boy. There's 5 6 foot plus. What do you want? That's half your team. So you're not little, are you? 5 out of 10.
2'6".
5 out of 11.
Roberts is 4'9". I believe that Alex Pritchard technically qualifies as a munchkin.
Yeah, but look, the spine's big. The two centre halves is big.
Is that your chatterblind when you were single? Yeah, I might be short, but my spine's big.
No, listen, it is, and back threes. Well, when Elise plays, it's big. It is. Try Hume's not the shortest. He's 5'11" or whatever. So it's a big back four. The keeper's a big boy.
But the keeper's not going up front for corners.
No, but you're not going to concede off set pieces and stuff when you've got big boys at the back, are you?
All right, I don't know what 1.8 meters is in feet and inches.
But you're not, though. If you've got a big spine and then something, we're not as little as what people think, and we've got a good blend.
Hume's only 5'9".
He looks bigger than that, to be fair. Wikipedia full of shit.
Well, I'm just going by the 1.80 meters that transfer market said he is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's address the striker situation.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it needs to be addressed.
It does.
I think we fucked up.
Yeah, so do I. Again.
Looking at it and listening to Speakman, who spoke very well on February 1st about the transfer situation, I understand them not bringing in the wrong player. And I understand that we had offers in for players who went to other places overseas. But the fact that most of us were sat around our dinner tables on our Thursday night, hoping that Everton had signed someone so we could bring Sims back. I think we should have. I think when Everton fired Lampard,
that was done. Yeah, that was done then, wasn't it?
When they recalled Sims, they should have moved on very quickly.
Yeah.
Now I know there was a guy saying that we should bring in Evans. Chris Martin, who we played against on Tuesday night. Seeing the way he played, I'm glad we didn't. I don't think he would fit in with the team the way that we play.
But sorry, right? Say you had you'll disagree. I don't even know why I'm saying it because you're getting bollocks. But Cardiff today have just signed Connor Wickham. You're telling me he couldn't do a job for 4 months, 3 months?
So this came up on Twitter a day or two after the transfer deadline, and I looked at it and thought, you know what? You pay him, you incentivize his goals heavily over his appearances.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he could. I mean, he's playing League Two before he got let go, and then so yeah, I think. But he's got that reputation of being a big kind of bit of a twat. Like he was a champagne Charlie without any fucking champagne skills. When he played for us the last time.
Yeah.
I probably would have put him on a heavily incentivized kind of like, yeah, look, we'll give you 1,500 a week, but your goal bonus is going to make you your money, and that's where we want you.
I may have even been tempted by Duncan Watmore.
I would have loved to have had Watmore here.
You know, he's just went to Millwall, right? He scored as well in his debut, and I'm just looking, thinking I would have took
But he
because
didn't, because his debut was against us.
no, he scored he scored at the
I know he
weekend for
scored on
Millwall.
Saturday.
All right, okay. But I would have been. Oh, that was his home debut
Yeah.
or his away debut, one of the two anyway. I'm trying to justify it. But listen, because he's not going to play every week, he isn't. But good because I know people go, "Oh, he's injury prone," but if he comes on and plays 1 in 3, or he comes on with 15 minutes to go with that pace and stuff, and I would have brought him in. Honestly,
I would have brought him. I would have brought him home.
yeah,
And I'm not a big fan of bringing players back.
yeah,
It tends not to work for us. But both Wickham and Watmore you could have brought in on a highly incentivized goals
yeah,
and appearances, especially with Watmore and his injury issues. Yeah, I mean Watmore got shit like there was idiots booing Watmore when he played for Borough against us, and I'm
yeah. I know
like,
it pissed us
that
off.
kid did nothing but like graft for us. He came
Yeah,
back from early from injuries and got injured again. I mean, it wasn't
yeah,
his fault. He was in a shit squad with shit running and just shit all over.
yeah. So
Um,
it may have been a sniff, in my opinion. You
so yeah,
know,
I mean, look, there were a couple of deals we could have done. I mean, I quite like the young American lad that went on loan from Middlesbrough. His name escapes me right
the
now.
forward. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Holtz, is it?
I wouldn't take a fucking yank, especially up top.
Well, after Joe Dozy never score.
I just wouldn't. They're not known for scoring goals, are they? I wind my wife up all the time. I say you cannot score goals. At any level, you can't score goals.
Dempsey was all right.
Yeah,
Did
but,
it in the Premier League.
nah, but for the national team, for the year, this current team can't score goals.
Matthew Hop, that's the kid.
Matthew Hop, yeah.
Yeah, I liked him. I was hoping that we'd pick him up because he's young. He's a young kid.
Where did he go? He went to Borough, didn't he? Was it Borough he went to?
Yeah, he went to Middlesbrough. Wasn't getting
Right.
any game time, and I think he's now with Hibs.
Hibs. Oh, Big John, big Como will get the best out of him, won't he? Yeah.
Well, he's gonna have isn't Hibs where
McGeady.
McGeady went?
Oh, he'd be feeding off McGeady.
Yeah, there you go.
Loving it, won't he? Loving it. Do you know what I'm laughing at, right? Like, we all spoke about, I love McGeady and stuff, but when you look at him now, you think he was so fucking slow, wasn't he? You know, he was
He
just.
was, but you got to remember he came down the leagues with us.
Yeah,
Like we didn't do very well for him.
yeah.
Like, he made decent money with us.
Mm.
And obviously we had a couple of good seasons with us, but for the
But I look at it now, right? You can go, even if he was now where he was 2 or 3 years ago when we signed him, right? He wouldn't get nowhere near. He wouldn't get nowhere near this team. Nowhere near this team because he's just nowhere near quick enough. We don't play that style anymore. He's just not quick enough. He's too slow.
I think he'd have to go back to his Celtic days to be able to get into that team.
Do you know what's funny, right, Gav? I seen this the other day, and I thought I'm gonna do a bit. I'm gonna save this for the podcast. Now, I never normally do research, right, as you know.
Oh, I
But
know.
this was so somebody just put the transformation in this team from 3 years ago, right? So this was the Reading game that we played at the weekend, right? Compared to the same time 3 years ago, we had John McLaughlin, Flanagan, Willis, Wright, Hume, Max Power, Dobson, Luke O'Neill, Maguire, Gooch, and Wyke 3 years ago, right? And you just look at the team now in terms of it's just night and day different, isn't it? It really is, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's a slow, cloggy kind of
Shit.
yeah, I mean it is. I mean, it was designed to do the one thing that we couldn't do, and that was get us out of League One.
Yeah.
This side that we've got right now is designed to build a dynasty.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the way that they're going about building this team.
Yeah, so do I.
I don't think they would worry about bringing in a 20 or 29-year-old player to play in an influential position if it was the right player.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Elamine Kone kind of coming in and kind of helping us out. I'm talking about Like someone who gets over, like someone who signs for Chelsea at 24,
Yeah.
doesn't get a game for 3 years, but has the talent and has something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, look at Chelsea and the amount of money they spent.
But yeah, you're right. I think
And they
we're
still
not
don't
gonna.
have a fucking striker.
Nah, shit.
How they can't get Lukaku working?
I don't
Because
know.
that kid he'll score for fun.
You're not. They brought in a manager no one respects. I'm not knocking him. I think he's done a really good job, and he's what everyone aspires to. Because obviously he's coached at a level I've coached at, and look at him now. And I look at it and go, it's remarkable, it's a dream, it's brilliant. But he walks in that dressing room and the players go, fuck him, we don't know him. And he's not. And I just feel it's never going to work for him. Same as that wanker Southampton's just signed. It's that fucking Welsh kid. You
Oh,
know.
he'll probably just go back to Luton when Luton lose their manager.
But I loved him because I thought, fucking get in, son. You're going to make a fortune. Good lad, I thought, get in.
Yeah, look, ultimately, I don't think, is it Potter who's at Chelsea at the moment?
Yeah.
I don't
Brian
think he'll be
Potter.
given the time to be able to build a team that he needs to.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't shock me to see Mourinho back for a third stint at Chelsea. But look, this is not a Chelsea podcast.
It's
This
not.
is the
It's a football.
Our Stars and Stripes podcast. You going home for National Fans Day?
I can't, mate. I can't swing it. You know, I really can't. I
My
went back
wife
for.
said
I
that.
went. No, I went back for Christmas, and it cost us a fortune because I took the kids and everything, and it cost us a fortune. It cost us grands, which I had the kids, the missus, and I had 3 kids there, and it just. I'm still trying to recoup now and make money back, and it blew us out, so I can't.
What
I
are you
can't
doing?
swing it.
Hand jobs in Hillsborough.
Yeah, mate.
$5 with a condom, $10 without.
you
You got 2 hands.
can only catch AIDS once, so
Oh, but you don't if you're just giving handies out, though, mate. I'm sure you can knock them out 10 an hour, both hands.
Hey, it's a family podcast, this, so there's kids. There might be kids listening.
There's no kids listening. Nobody's listening to this podcast, man. Not even football fans. No, I mean, look, what was I saying?
International fans do.
I'm heading off. I was talking to the wife, and 50th birthday is just after.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I don't fancy the trip to the UK. Between the 3 dogs that we've got and her dad, it was just like a long time to leave everybody on their own.
Yeah.
So she said, look, head off, go do it. And we'll do something for my birthday later. So
no, that's nice. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's decent.
I'll make sure I bring her back some chocolate.
There you go, son. Yeah.
So I'll be finalizing everything on that this week.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. It's always nice to go home.
Oh, massively. Of course it is.
And then by the time I get back in mid-March, mid-April, I'll be getting ready to move again.
Yeah.
So,
because I was wanting to fly back for the Fury fight in April, but I just thought I can't swing it. I just can't do it.
He's Fury fighting in April.
Usyk at Wembley.
Is it confirmed?
Well, it's 90% done, I reckon.
Well, they were talking. I was reading the other day. They were talking about a Deontay Wilder 4 fight.
Nah, well, it was going to be in Saudi, but they can't get the stadium built in time, so they're saying it's just going to be. I know
can't get it built.
So they reckon it's going to be at Wembley on April the 29th. So yeah, but again, I can't swing it, man. It'll cost us a fortune. It gets
expensive as well.
Yeah, of course it does. So
all right, so look, I know we disagree with where we're going to finish this season. I'm going to be happy with a 10th place finish.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed now, massively. I will.
So what's your prediction?
I think we're going to go in. I think we're going to make the playoffs.
Right, give me a position.
I think we'll finish 6th. And I always like being 6th because you sneak in, don't you? And you just, it's, yeah.
I'll quite happily watch 4 other teams in the playoffs.
See, you know what, right? They're all noshing off Mickey Carrick. Oh, what a wonderful fucking job he's done. Oh, and all this bollocks. We battered them in Sunderland. We did. So
they're saying what a wonderful job he's done, but let's remember 2 seasons ago they nearly went up.
Yeah.
They had a bad season last season.
Yeah, they did.
Bad start to this season, but they've got some players.
They have, but they came to Sunderland, and I thought we hammered them. And people go, "Oh, well, you had a man centre." But even before that, Gav, we should have been 2 or 3 nil.
It was only going one way. I don't think
We
they
should have,
look
yeah,
dangerous.
we should have been 3-0 up at half time. They were from 2-0 flat at them. Because if that game was 5-0, you're looking and go, yeah, it was the right result. So, and what I liked was for years we've downplayed that game because we've had this debate. Is it a derby? No, it's not.
So look, there
But
isn't a derby thing. You have one derby against one
right,
team, and that's
right,
the team closest to you.
right, okay.
So all these Sky Sports London derbies where you've got Crystal Palace versus Chelsea's a derby. Is it? Fuck. Look, the derbies in London. You've got Chelsea and Fulham.
Yeah,
You've got Tottenham and Arsenal.
Yeah,
You've got what? Millwall and West Ham.
yeah.
And then anything else nobody cares about.
No, I agree.
Like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Everton,
Yeah.
Aston Villa, Birmingham. They're
Yeah.
derbies.
Mm-hmm.
Sunderland, Newcastle.
Of course.
If anything, Middlesbrough, Leeds is the derby.
But what my point is, right? We've played this down for years. Is like we never get up for this game as much as we get up for Newcastle, right? And in Mowbray, I was reading that Mowbray had them really fired up. Mowbray was telling them, "Oh, this is a derby. This is a big game for the area. This is," and we were Britain. If we played them again in the playoff, we'd be banged for that. We would.
Look, it can be a rival. There's definitely a rivalry between the two sets of fans, and I think the rivalry is a lot more from Middlesbrough's side of things.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
almost to the point where I think the rivalry from Sunderland Newcastle is more. I think we hate Newcastle more than they hate us.
Yeah,
just because when football began under Kevin Keegan in Newcastle,
92.
obviously, yeah. They had all those games against Barcelona and Inter Milan. Man United were their derby game.
They've never mentioned that, have they?
Never.
Is that when they had a 10-year waiting list for season tickets?
Yeah, season ticket list would be queue to the moon.
Yeah, you can't get the other ground. Absolute bollocks.
But I hear the bullshit is nearly as bad as that with these new Saudi owners as well at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so for me, it tends to be, look, if you look over the last 20 or 30 years, yeah, Newcastle probably outperformed us the whole Keegan era, although the Keegan era is 30 years now since he went back there. So yeah, we've been seen as the poorer relatives, despite the fact that we have a richer history. So I think that is a little bit of and I think the fact that as a city, Sunderland somewhat in the shadow of Newcastle, just because of the way politics has been in the UK, and Newcastle's always got the investment and Sunderland hasn't. Despite the fact that when it came to the Civil War, we were on the side of the fucking winners. Like, I don't understand how that is. But anyway, I digress. It's not a history podcast.
It's the same as, sorry, can I just tell you, I'm just going to, right, I go and watch Gated when I'm back home, right? I follow the Heat Army, right? Because obviously I was a Gated boy growing up. And, they fucking piss me off. Because the Sunderland boys go there, right? But most of them are black and white, right? And it fucks me off because I say, do you know when Gated were in the league, right? When they were in the Football League, they got relegated, right? Because Newcastle voted them out of the league. So they finished back in them days, you had a voting system to see who went down, and Sunderland voted to keep them in the league, and Newcastle went, oh no, if they go down, there'll be an extra 3,000 at St James's. Newcastle kicked them out of the league, and they've never been back. So
I'll tell you which Northeastern team might be in the league in the near future. South Shields.
Yeah, I know. Super Kev.
I mean, not just Kevin, the owners there are doing some phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, they are. They're doing good, aren't they?
I think currently they're 5-6 points, 8 points clear of the division with games at hand.
They're doing well.
All right, mate. Well, listen, don't want to keep you here all night. It's 9:30. We've been on nearly an hour already. These things go by so quickly.
They do, mate. They do. I know.
So Bristol City at home on Saturday. Give me your prediction.
We're winning again, aren't we? What do you reckon? 2-1.
You're going 2-1. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah. 2-0, clean sheet settle for that, wouldn't I? I don't. At this stage of the season, I'll take any win. Like, I was buzzing with Reading. People are going, oh, it should have been more. I don't care. 1-0 or 4-0, I'll take the win.
I'll take a 1-0 win in the 98th minute every week if I have to.
Do you know what I think before we leave? Do you know what I think's hilarious? Stoke fans want rid of Alex Neil. I think it's fucking brilliant. I heard them moaning the other day, saying, "Oh, the style of play." I thought it's fucking Stoke style of play.
You know what? As much grief as he gets, Pulis had Stoke playing some nice football at times.
Yeah. But I was just laughing because I thought, yeah, fuck you. You know,
But
I
Stoke
thought it
are a
was,
nothing club, though. Yeah, okay, they've got they're an old club and one of the originals,
yeah.
but for years they were nothing.
Man, the
And we're
shit.
talking 30 years outside of the, and they have a few seasons in the Premier League, and now they've got expectations way beyond their history.
Yeah.
But and look, we still have the laugh whenever a manager gets fired. It's like, oh, Alex Neil's in his car and on his way to such and such.
Yeah, I just think it's funny the one I'm gone though, because all of I just the irony. Like, I'd love it if we went up. That would fucking piss him right off, wouldn't it? It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
I
Imagine
don't think it would, to be honest. I don't think
because do you not think where he went? Oh, I can't do this task because these are young and I need experience, and he wasn't having the fact that Speakman was signing young players, and if them young players got us, it'd be brilliant. It would be.
I mean, who did Stoke bring in the transfer window?
Not sure.
I mean,
They've still got Phil Jagielka playing centre back, so.
I'm
Fucking hell, he's as old as you. You're gonna have a joint 50th with him.
not 50 for a couple of years, yeah, you cheeky bastard. Axel Tuanzebe from Man United.
Never heard of him.
And midfielder Ben Pearson
From Borough.
from Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
But like nothing that would. And that, yeah, I mean, look, we've played them. I mean, they got Dwight Gale on loan from Newcastle.
Yeah, which was a good
Oh
signing.
no, it was a free transfer it turned into.
Did it really? Good signing him. I think he's class in the championship.
He was.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not exactly ripping up trees at the moment, is he?
Do you know what annoyed us? That fucking big twat, that big Mitrovic, right? Giving it the big and fucking score. You didn't even fucking score. And then
Anytime you've played for Sunderland and Newcastle and you have a victory over the others,
the mugged them off. They got
dude,
rid of
I
him.
remember watching Martin Smith make a substitute appearance for England under 21s.
Yeah.
And he got booed, and as he came off at the end of the game, he came on as a sub, came off, and as he came off, he's doing this.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't care, like, especially when you're a supporter of the club. And Mitrovic was there as a kid. He was a good player for them.
Yeah, but they mugged him off
and let him go.
They got rid of him, didn't they?
But all right. So thank you very much for coming on tonight.
No, mate, always a pleasure. It's been good to speak to you, mate.
We've only got 15 games left of the season.
I know. It's a lot of Saturday and Tuesdays now, though, and say I don't worry as much because these young lads are fit as lops and we've got players to come in. So I don't like if these like with Corey Evans and stuff. I think, oh, he's not going to get through Tuesday, Saturday. These boys will, man. They will.
I tell you what, 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Saturday, we got Alex Neil's return to Sunderland.
Oh, have we? Fucking hell.
March 4th.
See, do you know what? I've just been fucking slating him. I bet he comes and does it.
So we've got, I mean, look, Bristol, Rotherham, Coventry, Stoke coming up.
Coventry's going to be tough, by the way. Ooh.
Coventry, I mean, look, they're not playing that well at the moment, though. They've had a dip in form. So if we can pick up...
They won yesterday, didn't they?
1-0. It was a screamer, but other than that, it was a poor game.
Yeah.
If we can pick up 10 points out of 12 from those 4 games, we then have a tricky group of ties, which is Norwich, Sheffield.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
And Burnley. But then once you get past Burnley, it's Hull, Cardiff, Birmingham, Huddersfield, West Brom, Watford, Preston. So I think we're going to finish with about 65 points.
Right.
Which is going to be roughly playoff area-ish.
It is. And if we get in, Gav, look, it's a free hit, isn't it? It is. It's a free hit.
Look, if we get in, I'd rather get knocked out than get knocked out at Wembley.
Yeah, so would I. All day. Yeah.
Like, because you know how we are when we go to Wembley. It's like it's our whole world.
Yeah, but right, can I just say, do you know what? I'd love to see the likes of Patrick Roberts, Ahmad, fucking these boys they'd be mint, man. On a big field where they can open you out and stuff, they'd be bang up for it. Where they would be, and a one-off game, they'd be bang up for it, mate. So I wouldn't be worried at all. You know, I honestly wouldn't. I'd be confident because
we've got to get there yet. We've got 15 games.
we'll have. And let's not get ahead of ourselves because we know what Sunderland are like, you know.
Yeah, we'll end up choking on the last game of the season. We'll be 6-0 up against Preston, and then we'll lose 7-6 with 5 minutes to go.
There you go.
But listen, Johnny, again, thank you very much. The way I do these is it's like the Cuban goodbyes. It's kind of like we start to leave off, and then we get talking.
It's like when do you know when you talk to your mum on the phone and she goes, I've got to go see you. I'll just tell you this. See you. And then 20 minutes later, you're still on the phone to her.
I don't talk to my mum on the phone.
Oh, well, there you go.
If I do anything with my mum on Germany, I'll chuck her on FaceTime.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. I remember the last time I spoke to my mum on the phone.
Well, listeners will know what I mean.
Well, I know it. The listeners, both of them.
The listeners are loyal following.
It'll be Justin on his treadmill trying to go, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. One.
So
But influence one. There you go.
All right, Sean. We will catch you again before the end of the season. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
guys,
like Gav said. Like Gav said,
we have time this week. We will be back for the. What did I say? It was Rotherham.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were Bristol, and so we'll be back for the after the Coventry game on the 25th. I have a night out on the 25th. Hopefully, I won't get as messy as I did this weekend.
Yeah, trying to put podcasts off because you were hammered. Unbelievable.
So, I don't get hungover, but I hurled purple.
Because there's a lot of you, isn't there? That's why.
I had to throw the bath mats out.
There's a lot of you. So.
We did this weird neighborhood thing where we went from garage to garage to garage, just drinking.
Yeah.
And I had White Claw, I had pineapple cider, I had Jack and Coke, I had White Russian. Like, dude, you know when they said don't mix your drinks?
Yeah.
I don't think I had two of the same type of drink all night.
Good lad.
All right, guys, we are gone. That is done. We will be back after the Coventry game on the 25th. That podcast should drop on the 27th. Sean, thank you very much for coming on.
Make sure you hit the like button
and subscribe so you can see what's coming from us in the future. And if I've got my technology right, we may even have some little TikTok bits coming out. So, guys, thank you very much. We'll catch you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.